Hey everyone. So in my last video I did an unboxing of the different Halloween Horror Nights merch that I bought on the website as to not clutter up my carry-on when I actually went down to HHN and back up here. So I just got back from my annual Halloween Horror Nights trip. And when I say just got back, I mean literally about half an hour ago is when I stepped foot in the door. My cat was very happy to see me. But here's the thing. So even though I bought a lot of merch on the website before I even went, and I even got one more thing in the mail before I left. They had that Ghostbusters bomber jacket that I mentioned in the last video, and that went up for sale like 2 days after I filmed that. So I bought that and it got shipped and it arrived before I went. Okay. So then I go there and I'm like, oh, well, I bought most of the merch I want, so I probably won't have much to buy when I'm actually there. And then I went ahead and I bought an obscene amount of merch. So obscene that I thought, why don't I just share it with all of you in the event that you watch the last video and you're like, well, what did he actually buy when he was there? And thankfully, this is why I buy some of the stuff ahead of time, because otherwise I would not have had room for everything I've gotten all through this whole thing. So I'll start with, I guess we'll go with soft things first. You guys know I love Little Boo, so I got this Little Boo like backpack clip keychain thing. You can use it as a keychain. It's got a little lanyard here. It's got this little clippy for for your backpack, which is what I'm going to use it for. But it also just has that thing, so if you want to use it as a bulky keychain, you can. But it's basically just a tiny, squishy little Boo. Oh, look, a strawberry. And they had one that was like maybe slightly bigger than this, and it was like a shoulder pal where it had like a magnet and you could clip it, and that was like $2 more expensive than this. But I thought, I take a backpack when I go to the office on my in-office days at work, so I can just have this guy a little dangle from my thing, and it's a little bit of Little Boo I can carry with me. Plus, I thought it was cute. I love all the Little Boo stuff, as you know from the previous video. This I didn't know existed until I was down there. It hasn't been on the website, and I didn't see any of the Ghostbuster things I follow talk about it. But they made a Ghostbusters throw pillow. It's the same artwork that you're seeing on all of the other stuff. So it's on the bomber jacket, it's on some of the other stuff. It's on the glass that I bought that I got last time. But it's basically, you got Garaka, Slimer, Stay Puft, the Ecto, and the Terror Dog, and some of the little phrases and whatever. At least that's on one side, and the other side is just the No Ghost logo in this this particular variation of color. But I thought, that's cool. I have a couple different Halloween or spooky-centered throw pillows that I keep on the couch at any given time. So I thought, why don't I just get the Ghostbusters one too? So I did. Alright, this I didn't know existed either, because I don't remember seeing this on the website, but I was actually looking for one of these for my car. So I have a very tiny subcompact car that's a little bit bigger than a smart car and a little bit smaller than a Fiat. It fits like 3 people and maybe a baby. Not that I ever have like more than myself and my car on most times. So I only have one cup holder like in the center console. There's other cup holders sort of like in the doors, so as long as you don't have like an open lid, you can put drinks there. But I only have one in the center console, and sometimes I'll take a beverage to work, or I'll go, it's pumpkin spice season, I'll get a pumpkin spice. And I was like, oh yeah, I don't have a car coaster. And lo and behold, they had one with Little Boo. It's a 2-pack, so it also has this one with this jack-o'-lantern and skeleton with the brains, and Little Boo's like peeking up over here. But I think I'm mostly going to use this this full-on Little Boo one with like a tentacle behind him in the car, and then the other one I'll just keep it as a spare in case this one gets, I don't know, muddled with condensation and drippings from other drinks or whatever. But yeah, cool. I was like, yeah, I wanted to get a car coaster at some point, and when I saw these, I was like, yeah, sure, why don't I just get a little boo one for my car? Okay, let's see what else I got. So, I think this is the third year that they've done it. But in Universal City Walk, which is basically like the shopping and entertainment center that's outside of the two Universal parks, it's Universal's version of Disney Springs, basically. There's a nightclub that's called the Red Coconut Club. And for the past 3 years, during Halloween Horror Nights season, they have rebranded it as the Dead Coconut Club, and they've themed it to different things. Universal Monsters, or 50s B movies, like Came From Outer Space type stuff last year. This was the third year, and it's the downstairs had a like a retro vaporwave vampire 80s theme. It was basically like if Fantasia from True Blood was in the 1980s, or at least a kitschy Miami Vice-ified 1980s. And then the upstairs was all themed to Blumhouse, where they had different photo opportunities and different displays for a bunch of the different Blumhouse movies, like Megan and the Black Phone and stuff. But I love it, because they always have, like, the cocktails that you get inside the park for HHN, they're like these pre-mixed things, and they're pretty weak. But if you go to Dead Coconut, you're getting, like, an actual cocktail with actual booze portions or whatever. Plus, they have, like, these three singers who come up, and they do a performance every so often. And it's just nice to have these different photo ops, and it's a nice vibe. They usually play music I like. So I like doing that. And then, since I've liked it so much, there's usually a Dead Coconut Club shirt that is released that is usually only sold in the City Walk Universal store. And so I got this year's because I still liked the Dead Coconut Club, and it's got that sort of 80s vaporwave theme with the bat and that little vaporwave sort of like sun in the background and the very neon. I think the shirt is glow in the dark, right? It says that? Yeah, it glows in the dark. So I'm like, yeah. So that's my phone going off. That is my third annual Dead Coconut Club shirt for my third annual Dead Coconut Club trip. But yeah, had 2 cocktails at the Dead Coconut Club, and they were both very good. And this isn't something I bought, but it's something they had. Upstairs in the Blumhouse section of the bar, they had these just cheapy little coasters, and I guess every week or so they're going to change it to a different Blumhouse movie. This week it was just they had a stack of Happy Death Day ones, so it has the Happy Death Day logo there, and it's got the Blumhouse logo there. So I snatched me one. You know, I wasn't going to be greedy and take like 10, so I just got one. So it was cool. And then, so if you watched my last video, you know that I got those expensive, heavy Little Boo joggers because I got the Halloween Horror Nights joggers last year and found that they were super comfortable, especially in the winter. And I get down there, and I'm in the Tribute store, which is the main themed store inside the park during HHN. And in the Ghostbusters section, they had Ghostbusters joggers. It's got these nice green ties there. It's got this, the Halloween Horror Nights logo with Slimer that they're using on a lot of the Ghostbusters stuff. And then it just says Ghostbusters just down the leg. And then on the bottom of the leg, you got like the Ecto-1 caution striping. So I thought, you know, a lot of my other sweatpants or lounge pants that I wear at night to go to bed, a lot of them are like fraying and whatnot. So I thought, yeah, why don't I just get another pair and to replace them, since I know I'm going to want to get more lounge pants and stuff anyway, and I know that they're, you know, nice and warm, especially in the winter. So, got those. And then continuing on the Ghostbuster train, so the days that I go into work, when I go into the office, I can wear button-downs. And I have a pretty decent amount of freedom as far as wearing like fun button-downs and whatever. And they had a Ghostbusters button-down that had all of the different like pieces of artwork that they're using for Ghostbusters merch this year at HHN. So they did have this on the website, but it was always sold out in my size, but they had plenty of them in the Tribute store and in some of the other Universal stores. Saw a bunch of people actually like wearing them in the park and everything too. So, yeah. Yeah, it's got all the stuff, you know, Garaka and the Trap and Stay Puft and all that good stuff. So I was like, yeah, sure, why don't I get that? And then I have one extra fun shirt that I can wear to the office. And the last Ghostbusters thing that I bought was just another pair of socks. They had socks with the artwork that is on the t-shirt that I bought, and I showed you off in the last video, where you got the Proton Streams, the Sewer Dragon, Garaka, the Universal Studios Gates, and the Ecto-1. Then on the back, you have, tag is in the way, but it has the Halloween Horror Nights 2024 logo on there, and then just an Ecto-1. And it specifies that the movie is Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. And then, this was fun. So, every year at HHN, there is a, like, fast food restaurant in the middle of, well, not really in the middle of the park, it's closer to the front. But it's in the Universal Studios park, and it's called Mel's Drive-In. And it's from the movie American Graffiti, so it is movie-themed. But during HHN, they light up the lights of the letters of Mel's Drive-In, and they leave a couple of them dark so that it spells out Mel's Die-In, and it's just a fun, kitschy little thing to do. And their Universal Pass Holder, annual pass holder special shirt this year was a glow-in-the-dark Mel's Die-In shirt, or Mel's Drive-In, but you can see the R and the V are thinner than, or not as bright as the other letters. And this one glows in the dark as well, right? Yeah. So I thought, yeah, you know, since that's a special, like, thing only people who go to HHN are going to get, because even people who, like, are huge fans of American Graffiti or something, they probably aren't aware that they do that and why that's, like, horror-related. So I thought that would be fun. I've never actually, well, I haven't eaten anything at that Mel's Drive-In part of Universal since the first time I went when I was, like, 9 or 10 years old, and all I remember is that I did not like the fries. So maybe I should give them another shot, since it has been, you know, 30 fucking years. So maybe I can give them another shot to see if they've improved the fries in 3 decades. Yeah, it's just been a tiny amount of time. And then, last but not least, this is the shirt you gotta get every year when you go. And it is the house shirt, where it has a small design on the front, and on the back it lists all of the haunted houses from this year. So on the front, we have this logo here, Universal Studios, Halloween Horror Nights 24. It's not the 24th Horror Nights, it's just Horror Nights from 2024. I think it's the 33rd year that they've done this. This one is blacklight reactive, and I don't think they're technically black lights, but I have some LED Christmas lights behind my couch that are just blue LEDs, and anything that is blacklight reactive, like I have 1 or 2 blacklight reactive Funko Pops, they glow as if I were putting a blacklight on them. So maybe just blue LED will do the trick. But that's on the front, and then on the back you got this 80s like Repo Man type punk here, where horror lives, which is the slogan for this year. Every year is a slogan, and then all of the different houses. You know, Ghostbusters, Quiet Place, Slaughter Cinema 2, which might be my favorite. I'll eventually write out a little write-up and rank the houses. I went 2 nights. I had Express Pass both the nights, so I did all 10 houses twice. Universal Monsters Eternal Bloodlines, Monstrous, Monsters of Latin America, Triplets of Terror, Major Suites, The Museum, Deadly Exhibits, Goblin Feast. That's all 10 of them? Yeah. I've listed them all? Good. You can read them. But yeah, so I've been collecting these particular shirts every year since I've been going, just as a reminder of what houses were what year. But yeah, so that was everything I got when I was actually down in Florida in the parks. Combine that with that whole bunch of stuff that I unboxed in the last video, and I bought an obscene fuck ton of merchandise for Halloween Horror Nights this year. I think more than I bought the previous year, certainly. There might have been other years where I've bought more stuff, but I definitely went heavy this year because of the Ghostbusters. They did have a Ghostbusters house a couple years ago, too, so I did buy a bunch of Ghostbusters stuff that year, too. But they definitely had more of them. The one thing I didn't find was a mini puffed shoulder. I saw somebody carrying it on him that had like a magnet to clip, much like the little boo they were selling. They were selling some plush Slimers and mini puffs, but there are ones I already have. I had bought them from, I think, the Regal Cinemas website when Frozen Empire came out. But yeah, so if you were interested in different Halloween Horror Nights merch from this year, then you've got 2 videos from me, the previous one and this one. But thanks for watching, and hope you have a good one.